Yo, what's up, mofos? I got you with all my settings in this video. This is everything that you need to snipe like a goat, to be moving right, to be sniping right, the best settings. You start off with some ass settings on this game by default, and settings are so important. I like to show you guys what I run every year and maybe point out some things that you guys might not know about. All this stuff is super important though, man. So we're gonna run through it all. But in case you forgot, bro, was that a 5 on? I'm still the go. Drop a like for me right now. Drop a sub if you're new. Come follow me on Kick. That's kick.com/drums. And come chill in the stream. We'll see you there. I already know you guys are gonna comment part-timer or some shit. I'm beating the allegations. Alright, let's get right into the settings, man. We got 800 DPI. Been on 800 since I switched to KBAM back in MW19. Have not switched it. 800 DPI. If you know, you know, man. Goated DPI. 10.43 in-game mouse sense. I've been on this mouse sense since MW19, since that day I switched. I don't know how I ended up on 10.43 specifically, but I have never switched my sense. 10.43, that is my sense, and it will never change. 1.0 multipliers. Everywhere I want to make sure my sense is the same no matter what. This doesn't really matter because I'm not going in a vehicle anytime soon anyway, so who cares? 1.0 sense. I just want to make sure my sense is the same no matter what. 1.0 ADS sensitivity multiplier. Like I said, I want that sense to feel the same no matter what. In the scope, out of the scope, I don't care what it is. I want my sense to feel the same so I get more consistent with it. And then down here in the most advanced settings, I run gradual ADS sensitivity transition timing. And then I have my ADS sensitivity type on legacy. And then down here in the mouse calibration, I have this set to 0. All this stuff down here, and mouse soothing turned off. Obviously, I just want my mouse to not have to do this weird work, and it's going to mess up your mouse if you have all this stuff on. Obviously, you want this down to 0 too. The mouse will delay because we don't need that. Next up, we got the keybinds. All right, I'm going to go through all this. I'll point out what's important. And just keep in mind, like when you're doing your own keybinds, you want to make sure you got most of your stuff as close to WASD as possible. You want to be able to press the most important keys without having to move your fingers off WASD. That's just kind of like the rule of KBAM. But let's check this out. WASD. All right, Z, auto move forward. Spacebar to jump. Shift, I have that for proning and diving. That's a big one for me. Left control, I'd say that's even more important. I do a lot more slide canceling, a lot of crouching. Left control, like I said, it frees up that WASD key. You never have to take your fingers off it. You can slide cancel all you want, and you never got to worry about that. Now down here, sprint, tactical sprint, and focus, we have this on C. Now this one, think of this as your speed boost key and your hold breath key. Even though you don't need to hold your breath with a sniper this much this game because the idle's not that bad, we're still going to use this for speed boosting, and that's going to be mainly what this key's for. So think about it like this. This is a speed boost key. This is how you snake, speed boost, all that stuff. But it starts with the speed boost. So if you're laying down, what you want to do is press C and move forward at the same time. And when you do that, you're going to speed boost forward. Okay, so once you do that, you're speed boosting forward. If you want to turn it into a snake, you speed boost forward a little tiny bit, then you move back a little bit, and then lay down, and then sprint forward. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Just up, down, forward, back. Like however you want to think about it. It's a little weird with the Omni movement, but it still works. And even without the auto tack sprint this year, we have auto sprint. You still want to bind this keybind because it's still going to put you into a full sprint when you're laying down or anywhere close to it. So you can just go up and down, speed boost, standing still, speed boost, all that, right? You want to make sure you have this on. Moving into the movement advanced keybinds, I just want to see if there's anything in here. Don't think so. I think all this is pretty much on default. Then down here, wall jump. You can just wall jump with spacebar. Like you don't have to actually bind this to anything. I hope you guys all know that. I hope you guys don't have an actual wall jump key on. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, just use spacebar, use your jump key. Fire weapon, aim down sight, reload, I have this on R. Next weapon, I have this one set to E. This is also how I silent shot. So anybody that does not know, you can still silent shot in this game. It's a little bit different. You have to kind of perfect it and add an extra keybind. But still, I really like the next weapon bind on E. It's nice for the cancel on the silent shot, but it's also just nice because if you need to swap, it's a quick swap really close to WASD. It doesn't mess up your movement, and you can just continue on with your game. It's just a really nice bind to have on E. And when you're gonna silent shot, I'll show you the rest of that down here. I put my melee finishing move body shield on F, and then my lethal on Q with my tactical on mouse button 4. So this is where silent shotting comes into play. We're gonna be using our lethal. We're gonna be using our next weapon key, and we're gonna be using this here our tac key. So when you're gonna silence shot, what you want to do, shoot your gun like normal. As soon as you shoot, you want to hold your lethal down, whatever that is. And then just like all the games before with your silence shotting, you're gonna cancel with your next weapon key. And then once you cancel with your next weapon key, you're gonna want to press your tac key. I know it's weird, but it actually works in this game. You guys can try it out for yourself. Think about it one more time. Shoot, press and hold Q to pull out your lethal. Then press your next weapon key while you're holding it to swap over and cancel that. And then to cancel the cancel, we're gonna press our tac key. That's all you have to do. I know I'm making it sound like a lot harder than it actually is, but once you get used to it, it's actually really easy. And silent shotting is just all muscle memory once you have practice. You might be kind of slow in the silent shot at first, just with like your speed of pulling out your lethal swapping. Like it might be a little slow, but as you get the hang of it, the silent shots will just get faster and faster. That's how it always is. Just keep practicing. All right, next up, we got field upgrade on T, armor plate, drop item, we have that on G, interact, I have that on X, combat advanced keybinds, anything in here. Oh, I wanted to try to find, no, all this stuff's on default. Moving down, vehicle keybind, 2 cares, scoreboard, I have that on default. Map, I have that on default. Caps lock, I don't use them. Ping, obviously I have that on default. Scroll wheel, the button. And moving down, there's a couple more things that I want to show you guys. I have push to talk. I use this a lot. I have that on B. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys was my inspect key. So for trick shotting, inspecting, all that kind of stuff, I just searched it up and then I go in here and there it is right there. Weapon inspect, I have that set to V. Okay, movement settings. All right, we got, oh man, all these settings are so important. I make this video for myself too, so just in case it resets everything, I can come back and look at what I run. All this stuff is so important. So we run tactical sprint assist on this year. I got sprint assist delayed down to 0, sprint assist sideways turned on, sprint assist backward turned on as well. Mantle assist, I have that turned off. Crouch assist, I have that turned off. I want to make sure that I'm the one mantling, I'm the one doing all this stuff. Like you basically just want to turn all that off and make sure that you are doing it and it's all pretty much on manual. Corner slice turned off, wall jump assist turned off, combat roll assist turned off, toggle for the sprint, prone, and crouch behaviors. Automatic airborne mantle, I have that turned off. Sprint restore, I have that turned on. Slide, maintain sprint, I have that turned on. Wall jump activation, I have that on press. Tap to slide. Movement advanced, I have walk behavior on hold. I'm not walking though, bro. Who's walking? Grounded mantle, I have this one turned on. This is actually one of the ones that you're going to want to be turned on because this will let you climb nearby obstacles while on the ground using your jump key. So basically just using the space bar, you'll be able to mantle over things and jump over things. This is very important to have on. Slide dive activation, I have that on independence. Single tap sprint, sprinting door bash turned on, auto door peek turned off. All this stuff's on default. Combat settings, aim down sight behavior on hold, dedicated melee weapon activation. I'm actually going to be putting this on a keybind. I'm not too sure which one I want yet, like for when I play search. But just keep in mind, like I will be putting this on a dedicated keybind just for swapping, just to make it a little easier. I just haven't played search yet on this game very much, and I'm not 100% sure which one I'm going to use. But I will get back to you guys on that, alright? I'm most likely going to be doing dedicated keybind though. Body shield, finishing move behavior, prioritize finishing move, combat advanced settings. Most of this stuff should be on default. I do have a few things that I changed though. Melee short delay, press, tap to reload, hold. Mantle cancels reload, I have that turned on. Sprint cancels reload, I have that turned off. This is all just helping with movement. Apply all, hold, all this stuff should be on default. Yes. On to the graphics settings now. You want to make sure 100% that you guys are all on full screen exclusive. This will help your game run better. You'll get less input delay and you'll also get 20 to 30 frames more than using borderless. I'm telling you, if you do not run full screen exclusive, put that shit on right now. NVIDIA reflex low latency, you want to have this turned on. I have my brightness set to 50. You also want to make sure that you're turning off VSync. Turned off. This is on custom because I changed some of the stuff down here. Let's go check out the custom frame rate, 250. I just have it set to that, 120 in the menu, 30 for out of focus. All that stuff's cool. Quality settings, this stuff is where all your frames are going to come to life. I've been running this since all this stuff was all like an option, and most of you guys are probably going to run similar to me, but pretty much you just want to make sure all this stuff's as low as it can possibly go or off, unless it's super important. So For the upscaling and sharpening, I have this set to Fidelity FX Cast. I have the strength set to 69 for no specific reason. I forgot to mention you want to make sure you're on 100 render resolution. For me, that's 1920 by 1080. Dynamic resolution is turned off. Frame generation turned off. Ray tracing reflection turned off. All the stupid shit turned off. VRAM scale target, you want that all the way up so that we get the most out of our VRAM. Want that at 90. Variable rate shading, I have that turned off. And then all this stuff down here is mostly going to be very low, low, or turned off. So very low, low, off, low, very low, all the lowest settings. Bullet impacts, I like having those on though, just kind of looks cool. I like being able to see where the bullets are going. Persistent effects turned off. Shader quality on low. On-demand texture streaming minimal. Low local texture streaming quality. Low in-game video quality. Very low shadows. Shadows fuck your frames. Turn them off. Screen space shadows turned off. Screen space reflections turned off. All this stuff literally as low as it can go are turned off. Very low, low, off, and that is it for this. Over in the view tab, we got our FOV. I've been on 120 since it was possible back in MW19 since I switched over. KBAM gamer. Love 120 and makes your game feel like it's moving faster. Everything just feels like a little more, I don't know, PC, quick, like whatever. I just like it. 120 FOV. Affected ADS field of view. Wide weapon field of view makes the gun look a little bit smaller, makes the game feel faster. It's just the way we like it playing PC. Third person field of view, I'm not playing third person, so I'm not really too worried about that. Not doing anything third person. Default, obviously we have world motion blur and weapon motion blur. The motion blur is turned off. These are on by default. I can't remember which one. Make sure you have that turned off. It was on by default this year again, so make sure that's turned off. First person camera movement obviously down to least. Third person camera movement down to least as well, and these are on default. All right, then we got something not on COD. So this is what I do. I know there's different ways you can do this, like through NVIDIA and stuff like that, but I've been doing it like this for a while, so I just keep it. You want to right click on your desktop, show more options, and go to your NVIDIA control panel. And if your game looks completely shit, your colors are like washed out, everything's kind of gray, this is really going to be the game changer for you. So you want to go to adjust desktop color settings. And then wherever your monitor is, I have mine cloned up with my Elgato, but wherever your monitor is, you want to scroll down and you'll see digital vibrance. And right here, look at this. This is at 50 when you're on default. Your game is going to look absolutely trash. Like no colors, everything's grayed out, looks terrible. Look at the difference, okay? 50, 100. 50, like it's crazy. It'll make every single game you play, it'll make all your stuff on your computer look so much more colorful, so much better. And it might not be good at 100 for everything you do, but for gaming, definitely like having that at 100. That's just what I've been doing. Audio settings. Okay, we got audio mix at the headphone bass boost. I think most of you guys probably have that, but if you don't, definitely try headphone bass boost. Better for hearing footsteps. I think all this is pretty much on default, except for my microphone level and my voice chat volume. Interface. Okay, so most of the stuff is on default, but there is still a few things I want to show you. So telemetry, I have the first 4 turned on for the stuff in the top left corner. FPS counter, server latency, packet loss, and GPU temp. I like knowing what all those are. Readability, all this stuff's on default except for down here in the color customization. If you guys didn't know, you can actually go in here and turn up the saturation and the brightness for everything. So that's pretty much all I did. You can switch all these colors to whatever you want with the hue and everything, but I just kept the default colors and just made them as bright and as saturated as I possibly could. And then over here in the gameplay HUD, mostly on default. I mean, up here there's not really too much to change, but as we get down, radar is turned off, compass is turned off, crosshair, we have our crosshair lines turned off and our crosshair dot set to static. What you want 100% is you don't want this to be on. When you have this, your screen is going to be bobbling everywhere. Your crosshair is going to be going up and down, just left and all over the place, just bobbling all over the place. So either have this turned off like I do or on static. Those are the only options that you really want to run. You don't want to have it just turned on. So for me personally, I have my crosshair line turned off. I have my crosshair line spread turned off. I have my crosshair dot set to static, and I have my crosshair dot scale set to default. And I also make my crosshair color green. I like having it nice and bright, just a nice bright green dot right in the center of my screen. Super easy to see, and it just looks cool. And lastly, we got the class set up. This is my sniping class that I've been running for Respawn. I will obviously use a different class for S&D. I just prestige, so I don't have it yet, but I'll definitely show you guys. This is my respawn class. I run my sniper. I love the VSR, by far my favorite sniper. I'm all about the bullets. I don't really care for the semis as much. Gunfighter on the sniper. I got my pistol. I'm actually changing this to the burst right now. It's way better. This, bro, that's so sick. Eh? That's what you got for the more expensive version of the game, for the Vault Edition. Actually sick. Field upgrade, I have that on a cell pack, but I don't know, you can really use whatever you want there. I would probably have active camo if I had it unlocked. We obviously want stim shot, probably the most important thing like that you can run right here. I don't see why you'd run anything else. Overclocked, we have this set to combat performance boost, so it just adds a speed boost when you stim. Obviously we want that going on, and if you did not know, you can overclock all your stuff. So you're hovering over whatever tack you want. This one is the stim. I press R right here to see overclocks, and you can select the one which you want, but most people are going to pick that one. Going back in here, we got our lethal combat axe. Never gonna not use the combat axe for silent shotting, just for clips. Everything is just so much better with the sniper. And then for the perks, this year we are 100% on respawn running all red perks. Having enforcer makes a huge difference just in your like gameplay. It makes you quicker, you get health better. Everything is just so much better with enforcer. And the red perks this year are going to be helping your sniping and your movement the most. Lightweight is lit when you don't have like tac sprint. You're not as fast, so you put lightweight on and you're flying, bro. You're fucking zooming. Lightweight definitely necessary in this game. Scavenger, just a red perk. All the other red perks are kind of trash. Assassin and close shave, so we're going to run scavenger. Dexterity, this one's going to reduce weapon motion during jumps, wall jumps, slides, dives, take less fall damage. Use dexterity, by far the best red. Obviously we got bankroll and looper as other options, so not even a fucking option. Dexterity, lightweight, and scavenger, 3 best perks for movement, for everything that you want when you're sniping for your clips. And then when you get all 3 of those, you unlock enforcer, your specialty, which gives you, after each kill, gain a buff to movement speed and health regen for a short time. So you kill somebody and instantly you turn into fucking him. You get a movement speed and your health regenerates faster. I don't see why you would not run this, man. If you're running a sniper, if you're going for clips, you're getting kills like back to back to back, you need health. The time to kill in this game is so quick. Use the red perks, get the specialty, and run enforcer. I'm just gonna show you real quick the VSR attachments, and these are the best attachments for the VSR for sure. You can use whatever you want, but this is what I've been running since I found out what was good in the game. We got the VS muzzle brake. We got the 17-inch barrel. This is for all just speed, ADS speed, sprint to fire, everything. This right here is the prestige attachment. So you unlock this once you prestige your sniper. It's gonna be what is this, a handguard? Yeah, the MFS R-stop handguard. Basically just a sniper attachment, just a perfect attachment for sniping. Rechamber stabilization, recoil and sway control when holding breath, sprint to fire, aiming speed, everything. This attachment is goated. We want our extended mag, just the first one, so we don't lose any of that speed like crazy. The shelf grip for your ADS speed. The contra lightweight just for movement speed, hip fire movement speed. We like movement speed. This one right here though is your most important attachment for your sniping. Anyone that does not know, the Strelok laser is an absolute fucking game changer. We found this out last year. This is the sniping attachment that changed sniping last year. It felt so shit, and then you unlock this and all of a sudden you can pop shot, you can no scope. This attachment is again this year a must have, and your sniper is gonna feel like shit before you have this, man. Like you're gonna be like trying to quick scope and it's just never gonna hit. You're gonna be shooting blanks, no diddy, all day long without this attachment. It's gonna be fucking annoying. But once you get this attachment, game changer. It's one of the last ones you get, but make sure you guys have Strelok laser, the lockstep, most important attachment on your sniper. And then finally we have the light bolt, basically just rapid fire and slit. And here I just made quickly this S&D class just to show you what I would run if I was playing search. I just prestige, so like I haven't really ran the search yet, but here it is, man. So we got the aimbot.exe.snd. This is the gun and the attachments that I would use on the VSR for search and destroy. The 17-inch barrel for the speed again, the prestige attachment for the handguard, the shelf grip, the lockstep, and the light bolt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all you need for search and destroy. Keep your speed and not really miss on anything else. I would have perk greed, but I don't have that unlocked yet. Get that at 33. Definitely would have perk greed though. And along with lightweight, I would have ninja, but I will throw ninja on right there just for my search class. I'm gonna run ninja obviously until I get the perk greed, and then I can run the lightweight with it. But until then, I'll just run the ninja because ninja's obviously more important for SND. Same pistol, we got this, stim shot, combat axe, same thing, ninja. Fast hands for swapping and search and destroy, definitely more important than having like just say all your red perks or your scavenger. Like you don't need any of that stuff for search. So fast hands when it comes to trick shotting, swapping, quick kills, all that kind of stuff, you need fast hands and search and destroy. And then dexterity, obviously, because it's fucking lit. And that's all you really need for search. And that's it, bro. That's all my settings, attachments, everything that you guys could possibly want to fucking know about how I play the game, how I move, how I snipe, everything. If I missed anything, ask me down in the comments. I hope I got everything. I don't know. I started fucking just ranting, rambling. I don't know. Whatever, dude. Anyway, I love you all. I appreciate the love. Thanks for checking out the vid. Hopefully this helped you out. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Later, bitches.